Welcome to Greg Hansen's Video Notebook, brought to you by Albertsons. I'm Star Sports editor Ryan Finley, here with Greg Hansen. Greg, last time we met, you and I agreed that Arizona had no business beating Oregon. Oh, and then they did. Just goes to show, to quote Herm Edwards, right? That's why they play the game. What did you see in that historic win on Thursday?
The thing that still sticks with me is that Oregon's offensive line wasn't as good as almost anybody's offensive line that I've seen all year in person. Not as good as Nevada. And this is Oregon. Of course, they lost 3 starters.
Right.
You can take advantage of 2 guys that bad that Oregon's starting now and beat them.
Isn't it though? I mean, isn't Oregon one of the few teams in the league you would think that would have the depth to replace those guys?
That's what they started a walk on at right tackle, Matt Pearson. Oregon, don't they have guys lined up?
Yeah.
That's what struck me, was they didn't have guys lined up.
One of the things that both me and you had voiced a little concern about a week ago was the play of Arizona's defense and whether or not they'd be able to tackle anybody. They looked to me much faster and much more physical against Oregon than they did against Cal. Is that a scheme thing? Is that a getting to the quarterback thing? Or is that just a great night by maybe an undervalued group?
I think it's a rising to the occasion kind of a thing. And, you know, Jonathan McKnight tackling that guy at the 2, that kind of saved the game. And I just think it was, they just tackled better. How do you explain that?
It's just, you're right. How can you explain something like tackles?
Yeah.
I mean, it's mostly an effort and an execution thing.
But your other point was good. They put pressure on Mariota, and that changes everything.
Absolutely. This is Greg Hansen's Video Notebook, brought to you by Albertsons. Ryan Finley here with Greg Hansen, talking about Arizona's win over Oregon. Greg, things don't get any easier this week. USC comes to town, and certainly they're not the USC we all remember from 4 or 5 years ago. But schematically, it might be a tougher matchup for Arizona. How do you see them sort of attacking USC's increasingly ground and pound football game?
You just called it there. I think USC will try and pound it. Cody Kessler isn't a runner, so I think USC could rush 40 times, maybe 45. I think they'll just say, "Here we come, stop us." But, you know, they've got receivers as good as Arizona's receivers on, you know, the first unit. I don't think their second unit's that good, but they've got personnel. If you picked, I'm not saying Arizona has no chance, but if you picked out of USC's 22 and Arizona's 22, you're going to pick 14 or 15 USC guys.
Yeah, probably. I mean, it's just a matter of them continuing to get all the best players.
Right. But they're so close now. I mean, USC's 21st guy and Arizona's 21st guy are pretty close.
Pretty close. Greg, I don't want to go down this road with you yet, but I'm going to go down this road with you. If Arizona wins on Saturday, at what point do we start thinking conference championship game, if not something bigger?
You know, I might be the only one who doesn't think that, only because I've seen it happen too many times here and elsewhere, just because I watched Utah play now the last 2 weeks. Winning in Salt Lake City in November is going to be extremely tough. Winning at Washington State, I mean, every single game except Colorado at home is going to be extremely difficult. So you got 6 more really challenging games to go. How many of those can you win?
That'll do it for this episode of Greg Hansen's Video Notebook, brought to you by Albertsons. For Greg Hansen, I'm Ryan Finley. We'll see you next time.
It's game time here at Albertsons, so listen up. It's our goal to help you score great deals. So pay attention to the game plan, because you could win Cardinal season tickets, the chance for your child to be a Cardinal kickoff kid, or $10,000 cash, and other prizes. Here's what you do. Look for this tag, buy $10 worth or more. Grab your prize code at checkout and enter it at scoregreatdeals.com. Now let's play football. Get in the game for your chance to win.